Today we will see about the digestive system. In that we are going to see about the stomach. The stomach is a J-shaped organ. It is a protruded part of the alimentary canal, you can say. Okay, it is present in the epigastric region and to the umbilical region. It is a J-shaped structure which is present. Okay, it has got the two curvatures, that is the lesser curvature or the greater curvature. This lesser momentum or the greater momentum. Okay, this lesser curvature most the place where the ulcer this one, and ulcer mostly it's forming in this, that's why applied anatomy, ulcer will be forming mostly in the lesser curvature area. It has got two sphincter. Above it is called the down will be the pyloric sphincter, above will be the cardiac sphincter. The continuation of the esophagus only, it is forms the stomach. The stomach part, if you see, the upper portion is the fundus, this is the body of the stomach, and this is called the pylorus of the stomach. Okay, the stomach is mainly by the what the food is entering over here, and the food will be staying nearly 2 hours to 1.5 to 2.5 hours it will be staying. The first end will be the esophageal end will be starting, and here will be the duodenum. It ends with the starting point from the end of the esophagus to the duodenal starting point of the duodenum. This the blood supply of the stomach in the branches of the abdominal aorta, the branches of the celiac axis, like the right and left gastric arteries will be supplying to this one. So right and left gastric arteries are supplying throughout the stomach. Okay, venous, always the venous drain will be in this organ, will be the portal vein. It will drain into the portal vein, and portal vein to the IVC. Okay, then the sympathetic drainage will be a cardiac end, will be the pancreocardiac nodes also will be present in the various, this one nodes will be fundus part will be the pancreatic splenic nodes will be there, and then pyloric area will be the subpyloric nodes are this. All these areas, these nodes will be helpful to drain the lymphatic drainage into the hepatic area. Nerve supply, if you see, sympathetic and will be the parasympathetic nerve supply. So sympathetic nerve supply T6 to T10, and parasympathetic will be anterior posterior gastric nerves from the vagina. So there is a motor to gastric muscles, and also the acids will be secreted, hydrochloric acid and other acids will be there. If you see the applied anatomy of the stomach, lesser curvature, mostly the gastric ulcer area will be there. Sometimes will be the malignancy of the stomach. It's like a cancer of this one. And then sometimes selective vagotomy will be done. Vagotomy they will be doing to treat the peptic ulcer. How you will find out the peptic ulcer or the duodenal ulcer? So once you eat the food, the duodenal ulcer, the pain will be subside. Peptic ulcer, after taking the food also pain will be continuing. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is about the structure. So you can draw this picture and you can mark the parts, and you draw the aorta. From that, what all this one and what all the arteries are supplying. Just mark this one and write it for the at least 5 mark question. Little bit you can write it over. This is about the anatomy of the stomach. If you see the physiology functions of the stomach, the main function is mainly you have to do storage of food. What is the food which is coming? Food through the peristaltic movement, the food is coming, what it is called? Bolus, right or not? The bolus will be mixed over here, it is the mixing function. After mixing the function, that will not going to stay over here, it will be called emptying the function. After this emptying function, before that some secretory functions are present, right or not? Okay, first we will see about what is called the storage function. When the food is coming, food is stored here. So how long it is stored to be in here? 2 hours to 2.5 hours. What is the capacity? It is nearly 1 liter to 1.5 liter is the capacity. Mixing of food, how the food is mixed? like a small grinder which is present in our body by small peristaltic waves, and also the gastric juice or convert the food into the here semi-solid substances. What are all the hydrochloric acid, sodium, what are all the substances are present in this gastric juice? 99% is the water, and also the gastric juice are having the some organic components and inorganic components like enzyme, pepsin, gastrin, okay, gastric lipase, amylase. Understand, pepsin, amylase helpful for digestion of carbohydrate, pepsin for the protein, lipase for the digestion of the fat. Inorganic substances HCl, hydrochloric acid, KCl, calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, sodium chloride, all these are present over here. These are all the main composition of the composition of the secretory juices in the stomach. Okay, so what is the storage function we have seen? This is the secretory function. You can write what are all the secretory functions. Like it secretes the gastric juices. When no food, less secretion. When there is more food, more secretions are there. So these secretions, so this is storage and secretory function, and also the mixing function. So these secretions will be helpful to mix the food. So the mix the food, the bolus is going to convert it into the form of the chyme. So once the chyme is formed, next the food has to pass. That is called the emptying function. So the emptying function, emptying of the stomach will be delay. According various factors in the volume of the food, emptying may be delaying. Type of the food, fat is there, it will delay. If you liquid food you are taking, it will be very fast. And it to the reflex, some reflexes or some hormone is delaying, enterogastric reflexes, it's affect the hormone CCK and other hormones, again it will be affecting. So volume of food, fluid of the chyme, what is there. Okay, next this is about the function, storage function, mixing function, secretory function and emptying function. Then another one question they will be asking this is the functions of gastric juice. We have seen what is gastric juice, what is the composition of gastric juice. That also may come for the 5-mark question. What is the composition? Composition you will be selling mainly by the 99.95% is the water, remaining 5%, 0.5% is the solid substances. So organic components, inorganic components. Organic will be amylase, enzyme pepsin, gastric amylase and that gastric lipase. So digestion of carbohydrate, fat and protein. Inorganic will be HCl, KCl, calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, sodium chloride. All these are called the inorganic components. So the total amount of the juice is secreted, nearly 500 to 1000 ml is the secreted. Where it is secreted, which cell will be secreted? This one, it is called the parietal cells, which is secreting hydrochloric acid. This is the 1-mark question often asked. How much ml is secreted? 500 to 1000. Saliva 500 to 1.5 liter, but in the stomach 500 to 1000 ml. What is the cell which is secreting hydrochloric acid? Parietal cells. How it is secrete the juice? By what is secreted? By the cephalic base and the gastric phase. Okay. That is about, you will be right for the 5-mark questions about the composition of the juice. What is the functions of gastric juice? Function of gastric juice, hydrochloric acids are that it will kill the microorganism or kill the bacteria. It helps to digest all kind of the food because amylase, pepsase, lipase are present. It also helps maintain the pH of the acidic pH. And also it is called the insulinic factor. It releases the enzymes by the parietal cells. It helps in the absorption of vitamin B12. Okay, the pepsin acts upon the protein and it also helps to absorb this one. And gastric amylase helps upon the carbohydrate, and lipase will be helpful for the digestion of the fat. Are you understanding? This is about the short notes on stomach. Means you just draw the structure of stomach and will be the write the parts of the stomach and what is the mark the parts of the stomach and what is the cardiac sphincter or the esophageal sphincter, what is present, or the pyloric sphincter, and this one the cardiac sphincter. No esophageal sphincter here. Esophageal, where it is starting point from the esophagus to here. From the aorta, how it is ascending down right and left celiac artery, and this one you have to tell. And the drain by the portal vein, it will be draining into it. So and then juices separately they will be asking. Functions of the juice, gastric juice will be separate. Functions of the stomach separately will be asked as a form of physiology question. Okay. Okay. Next we will see about the small intestine.